Good evening. So this is a question that we are having here. So we've been doing these other questions, this is also another question, and I believe we are able to do this part. We are able to do this part of putting this on the graph. We are able to do that. My key interest is these two questions. So I'm just going to shed more light on these two questions that we are having here. So these are the two questions that I'm going to answer. These are the two questions that I'm going to revise with you. So I believe we are able to answer these other questions. So now, how can we go about this one? How can we answer this one? So the question is saying, the variables x and y are connected by the equation. This is the equation. Have you seen the equation? That is the what? That is the equation. Some of the corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. So are given in the what? Are given in the table below. This is the table here. This is the table which is here. So this is the table that we are supposed to get. So then the first question here, always you'll be given this question, calculate the value of r. So we don't have any problem on that as at now. So I will go straight into action. So numbering, very important, that is 1. Have you seen like this? You put your name there. So if your name is Harrison, you put your name there. Harrison Jesur. You put your name. You also put your exam number there. You put your exam number. So these are things that we are not supposed to leave out. That is question 11. There's 11 there. Question what? 11. You do this. Have you seen? Then the first thing you need to do is to write the equation. Y is equal to. So y is equal to. I'm just copying this equation which is given. It's 3 minus 5 x plus x squared plus x cubed, like that. So I'm told to calculate the value of r. R is here, r is here. So on top there is what? Negative 1. So what I need to do on that one is that here I'm going to say r is equal to. On top there is negative 1, which means that where there is x here, I need to put negative 1. So I'll say 3 minus 5 multiplied by negative 1 plus negative 1 in brackets squared plus negative 1 in brackets cubed, like this. Have you seen the way I'm doing this? So what is your answer there? This is paper 2. You are allowed to use a calculator. So you do this properly. Don't make your mistakes. I believe some of you are making mistakes. Just putting these things on your calculator. So you get your calculator like this. This is your what? Your calculator. So you say, okay, you want to answer that one. How do you go about that one? 3. Have you seen 3 minus 5 open bracket negative 1 cross plus open bracket negative 1 cross bracket squared plus open bracket negative 1 cross a cubed. According to the calculator that I'm using, a cube is here. So cubed, which is power 3. Then I say equals. What is my answer there? The answer is here, 8. So I put my 8 there. So these are simple mistakes that I discovered with you people. So r is equal to what? 8. No need of stressing. So this is how you are supposed to answer this question. This is a simple question, and with the foundation that we are having, I believe we are able to answer these things. These are not difficult things that we need to be struggling with them. So I pray we understand. So I move to the other question. It's saying taking 2 centimeters to present one unit on the x-axis from 3 to what? To 3. Have you seen? So this is equal 3 to 3. Just cut the graph into 2 equal parts. Have you seen? Into what? 2 equal what? Parts. So into two equal parts. So how are you going to do that? Just cut the graph. There is no problem anywhere. If in the middle you do this, this is what you are going to do. You do this. Have you seen? You do that. You do this. So the good part is that all these questions that I'm answering with you people, these are examination questions. So you do this. Cut your graph here. So you cut your graph here. This is where you're going to cut your graph like this. Cut your graph here like this. Have you seen? You do this. You know that this is your what? This is your y-axis. This is your what? X-axis. This is what we need to do. So this is what we need to follow. So from here now, you check now. The question is saying, what is the question saying? In the x-axis, 2 centimeters represent 1 unit. So 0, 2 centimeters. So 1, 2, 3. So the question is saying that we need to end at what? We need to end at 3. So even if we exceed, there is no any crime there. You can exceed as long as the number which they want is on the graph. -1, -2, -3. Have you seen? This is what you are supposed to do. So after you do this, you move to the other question. So the other question is, and 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on the y-axis. Have you seen on the y-axis? From 0 to what? To 30. The good part is that on the y-axis we don't have negatives. Have you seen? We don't have what? Negatives. So 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. 2 centimeters to represent how many units? 10 units on the y-axis. So if this is 0, from here is 2 centimeters. So 10, 20, 30, you can end at 30. You can end at 40 if you want. There is no problem. Have you seen? This is your what? This is your graph. This is the graph that you are given. This is the graph that we are given. So now we plot now these coordinates here. So these are simple things. The first coordinate is what? -3, 0. -3, what? 0. Where is -3, 0? It is just here. Have you seen? This is -3, 0. -3 here, 0. It is just here. So -2, 0. It is just here. 1, 0. It is just here. 2, 0. Just put a coordinate there. 3, 0. You put a point there. This is what you are supposed to do. We move to the other point. -2, 9. -2 is here. Have you seen? This is where -2 is. So what I can advise you is that since you are practicing these questions, so you can pause this video a bit. Do look at these coordinates. This is how we become better in mathematics. Have you seen? These are the coordinates here. So pause this video, then just continue answering. Finish all these and confirm with the answers that I'm going to solve here. This is how we become better. So don't wait for me. Check on yourself. Check you copy these, you plot them, then confirm with my answers. If they are correct, then you are learning like that. So -2, 9. Where is -2? Here. 9 is there. Have you seen? That's -2, 9. We move to the other coordinate. What's the other coordinate? 1, r. R is what? -1, r. R is what? 8. It is here 8. So -1, 8. -1, 8 is there. So the coordinate is where? The coordinate is there. Have you seen? Then what's the next one? 0, what? 3. 0, 3. It is in the y-axis. 0, I count 1, 2, 3. It is there. So have you seen the difference? So the difference is that if the question comes at 3, 0, which means that here you are in the what? X-axis. You just put a point there. But if it is the other way around, 0, 3, which means you go in the x-axis, in the y-axis. Then you just count 1, 2, 3. Have you seen? If it is like this, you go in the x-axis. Where there is 3, then you put a point there. This is what you are supposed to do. But if it is the other way around, like this is 0, 3. Have you seen? So you move, you go here, there, you count 1, 2, 3. Have you seen? This is what you're going to do. I move to the other coordinate, 1, 0. From what I'm just explaining, 1, 0, it is here. This is 1, 0. Have you seen? 1, 0 is just here. 2, 5. 2 is here. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Have you seen? Then we've got 3, 24. 3 is here. 24. This is 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. It is there. Have you seen? Then you just join these points. Join them properly. Have you seen? Join them nicely like that. Like that. This is a graph. A very neat one. This is what you are supposed to do. So don't put 2 lines. Once you do this, it is done. Don't start going back again. You make like you are shading now. This is what you are supposed to do. Then I told you that from here now, you need to do what? You need to name this. You say this is what? Y is equal to the name now. This is the equation 3 minus 5x. This is the name I'm writing here. Plus what? X squared plus what? X cubed. This is what you are supposed to do. So putting this down plus the R there. This is 4 marks. So already 4 marks is waiting for you. Have you seen? 4 marks is doing what? Waiting for you. These are simple questions like this. Have you seen? This is how your graph is supposed to come out. Then we proceed to the other questions here. This is where my interest is now. Use your graph to calculate an estimate of the what? Gradient of the curve at the point where x is equal to -2. This is where my interest is. So we want to estimate the what? The gradient. So you know what the word estimate means. You are just estimating. It's more like approximating. You don't get exact what? Values. So what you are going to do is this. X is equal to what? 2. So x is equal to 2 it is here. So now you start moving where the curve is. You start moving along this line, you get this point here. You meet here. This point is what? 2, what? 5. That's a coordinate that is here. Have you seen? That's a coordinate that is here. So certain questions, they are going to specify that at the point where we've got 2, 5, but in certain questions, they won't specify. Like in this, they didn't specify, but they told us that x is 2. So we go, if the graph was down here, I'm supposed to go down here until I meet the curve. If it is up like this, you go up. This is where it is eating. Have you seen? This is where it is what? Eating. Then you draw a what? A tangent. Do you know what a tangent is? A tangent is any line touching a curve or a circle at one point. So it should just touch a what? So here, what are we aiming at? We are aiming at finding the what? The gradient. How do we find the gradient? This is C. This is 3a. So I'm going to put here 3a, gradient. How do we find the gradient? You know that gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Have you seen? This is what you are supposed to do. So with this now, what you are going to do is this. Since you want to find the gradient, we've got 1 point here. We found 1 point. 2, what? 5. So we've got that one. Then we find another one. So let us find another one. How are we going to find the other one? Very simple. So what we are going to do is this. Have you seen this tangent? So touching, you put a line like this. Have you seen here? Just touching that point here. So it is going to be like this. Have you seen? You do that. So this is just touching here. This is the tangent. Have you seen? This is how you are supposed to put this. So this is a what? A tangent. This is how you are supposed to do it. Straight. So now, from here now, what you need to understand is this. After you are done with this, what you need to know is that you need to get a what? You need to get now a coordinate. So you get a what? You get a coordinate. Any coordinate that is along this. So you can get a coordinate that is where? A coordinate that is here. You can get a coordinate that is there. Have you seen? Any coordinate, you are going to get same answers. So let me get a coordinate that is here. This is 3. It is along a 3. So that is 3, comma what? I go there, check here. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that is 3, 16. So a coordinate that is there, that is 3, what? 16. So if you want, you can pick this one. So if you pick this one, let's say you pick this one, you come this side. You've got 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. So that one is 2.4, comma 10. Have you seen? So if you want, you can get that one and this one. But me, I'll get this one and this one that I found that was there. So if you want, you can get a point that is here. If you want, you can get a point that is there. As long as it is along this line. Have you seen? All coordinates should be gotten from this same line that I've just drawn here. This is what you are supposed to do. So let's make sure we follow all these principles. We understand them. These are principles that will help us. So you can get a coordinate that is there. You can get any coordinate. There is no problem. Have you seen? So then you say from here, what you're going to do is that here you're going to say this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is what? y2. This is what you are going to do. So from here you know that this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So just substitute on this formula now. Where you say gradient, it is equal to. So what is your y2? Your y2 is what? 16. That's 16. So even if you start with these coordinates, then you end with these other coordinates, there is no problem. So what is your y2? 16. 16 minus. What is your y1? 5. You put 5 there. So you put a 5 there. It's over. What is your x2? Your x2 is what? 3. Like this. Minus. This is what I'm going to do. Minus what? X1, 2. I put a 2 there. Which is equal to what? 16 minus 5, 11. Have you seen? Over 3 minus 2, it's 1. So finally your answer is what? 11. So this is what? Your gradient. So in an exam, if you pick another coordinate, let's say you pick these coordinates, you'll discover that the answer will be similar. You can get 11.4, 11.3, you can get 10.5, 10.6, 10.7, 10, like that. So that if you round off that number, you are going to get 11. So that's one and the same. This is just one and the same thing. So this is what you need to get. This is what you need to understand. So this is how we get to do. So whenever you are told to find the gradient on the curve, you are going to be given what? You are going to be given 1 point like this. They will say at x is equal to 2. Sometimes they will say at 2,5. This is how questions will be coming. And this is the procedure that you are supposed to follow. You get the coordinates. You get these coordinates. So if you want, you may not get this coordinate here. It's not a mandate that you get this one. As long as you've put a tangent there. So a tangent should not pass here. These are simple mistakes that we get to make in an exam. So have you seen, some of you are going to write a tangent that is passing in this here. So these are mistakes that we make. I've told you that a tangent is a what? Is a line touching a circle at one point, or a curve. Then you put something like this. So you put something that is passing here, and you are telling me that that's a tangent. But I'm just from saying that it should just touch a circle at one point, or a curve. Then you put something that is passing here. Have you seen? So let's make sure we avoid such mistakes in an exam. We move to B. So I move to B. So what is my B here? I check. It's saying what? Area bounded by the curve. I check the what? Area bounded by the curve. X is equal to -3. Where is x is close to -3? X is close to -3. X is close to -3. Where is x is close to -3? X is close to -3. It's here. Have you seen here? X is close to -3. It is here. X is close to -3. It's here. This is where it is. I mean, if you put a ruler like this is x is close to -3. It's going to pass here. You move to x is close to what? X is close to, are you able to see this? X is close to what? -2. X is close to -2 is here. You put, let me use a ruler. X is close to -2. I do this. Have you seen? This is what I'm supposed to do. So this is what I'm supposed to follow. So with this now, have you seen? Then I know that this curve, it is ending at here. Have you seen? This is where it is ending here. I've got, the graph is not crossing here. Have you seen? So the area bounded by the curve, it is this region here. Have you seen? That's a what? That's a region that you're supposed to. Then you know that this is a what? This is a triangle. You're able to solve, you know the formula for a triangle. This is very simple. So we know the formula of a what? A triangle. So how do we write the formula of a triangle? So we say A is equal to half B what? BH. You see, don't get that formula on trigonometry. That's the aid of a for non-right angled triangles. But when you look at this triangle, this is the right angled what? Triangle. Where we've got a base, this is a base, then this is the what? Height. So what you need to know under this, you need to know the formula of a what? Trapezium. You know, you sometimes you can form a trapezium. Sometimes you can form what can you form? You can form a rectangle. So these are some of the things that you are going to find here. Something, you know how a trapezium looks like. So a trapezium is like this. Have you seen like this? So anything that will look like this is a what? A trapezium. You know the formula of a trapezium. What's the formula for a trapezium? A area is equal to half, like this, open bracket, A plus B close like this. These two lines which are parallel to each other. The short one is A, this one is B. Then this other one is what? H. This is what you are supposed to do. So with this now, what you need to understand after you get this concept now, this is very simple. So you know that here now, let us complete this. So area is equal to half times, what is your base? From here to there, 2 to 3, it's what? 1. So we forget about negatives. So it's 1 times, what is the height? Height from here to there, you count. 1 to the same way, here there is 10. Only one box is remaining. So that's a 9. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is a 9 there. So you do that, you put a 9 there, which is equal to. So that's when you guys are learning these things. So what you need to do is that on this I'll be advising you to be using calculator so that you come up with accurate answers. But don't use your brain. So if you are not sure, but here the answer is known. Half times 9 is 4.5. But if you are not sure, use the what? A calculator. So you say 1 over 2. 1 over, it is here. According to the calculator I'm using, over is here. Over 2. times 1 times 9. What is the answer? That is the answer. Have you seen? So when I press there, it is 4 over Shanshan. When I press there, it's 4.5. So 4.5. Then I just say what? Units squared. So units what? Squared. Units squared. This is how I need to answer it. Have you seen? So I've told you 2 ways in which you can answer this question. So this is how you need to answer this one. This is how you need to practice this one. So this is a way that you are supposed to answer these questions. So let's make sure we practice through them. We've been doing graphs of polynomial. So tomorrow we need to make sure that we complete this. We start other topics. So with these 2, today I won't give you any exercise. I want you to copy this on your own, then submit it. So you are going to submit 2 graphs. This one and the first video that I sent you. So submit these 2 graphs. This is the exercise for you. Tomorrow I'll give you now a question that you are going to practice. But I want you to understand this. Understand this. Put all these things in your mind. Don't forget them. So this is where I'm going to end from. Thank you so much.